Shit, where is it?
The following program is for adult audiences only.
This is
Eric and Gord. What if we're right?
Live right now.
Are you ready?
Find and like us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram.
Well, hi there, everybody. Happy Monday. It is March the 16th, 2020. I'm Eric, broadcasting once again from beautiful Kelowna, British Columbia, Canada, where I feel like this season not having an intro is going to be my intro.
A different way of doing it?
I will get better. I'm sorry. I've been very distracted lately. Hello, world. Thanks for tuning in. We are, of course, live on Spreaker.com. Call in if you want to talk to us, 604-655-9630. Or the live chat is open to you. Thanks for listening, and don't forget to tell a friend. Tell a family member. Tell an enemy. Gordon, how are you, sir?
Breathing.
Breathing is better than some.
It's debatable some days, but, you know, it is what it is.
Indeed. Welcome, my friend. It's always good to talk to you. It's been... I don't know if I'm digging these weekends off. It's not quite enough Gord for my liking.
I'll say this. As far as this weekend goes, I was actually going to surprise you on Sunday, and I was actually going to give you a call and say, dude, we're doing an episode, and well, let's just say it didn't work. Gord had a bit of a mental breakdown before I got the chance to call. So,
on that note, just real quick before I do, well, I'll do my hellos first and all my stuff. Everybody, I want to say hi to Dr. Benjamin Hardy, who sent me a very lovely email over the weekend. So I just want to say hello to him. And his book, Personality Isn't Permanent, hits the stores in June. If you want an advanced copy, send me an email, eric@ericandgord.world, and I can hook you up. But definitely go out and buy this book. It's like Tony Robbins life-changing. I really, really like it. So go do that. Also, while you're looking for that book, stop at thetruthaboutmarriage.com and watch that documentary. It's the single best documentary made in the 21st century, so you're going to want to see it. I, of course, got to say hi to my good buddy Mike at the Pit Lane Parlay, the #1 IndyCar and racing podcast in the world, which is doing nothing right now because Indy and NASCAR, just like every fucking other sporting event, has been canceled.
that it definitely has.
And I found yesterday online, the highest I could find was toilet paper for $42 a roll. That was the highest price.
That was just online?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Ridiculous. That's about it. I do want to point attention to the fact that our season premiere is in 2 days. It's going to be a hell of a show. I'm very excited about it. But we are taking to a new format to make Gord's life easier. We're only going to be podcasting from Monday to Thursday. And you're like, well, what the fuck, guys? You're my Friday buddy. And I'm like, dude, I know. That's why every Friday night, you can check out Eric and Gord, What If It's Friday? That's a new clip show I'm putting together. Every Friday I'll put together the best of Monday through Thursday and have a compilation show for you guys. So if you didn't get to catch the live episodes during the week, you could do a little recap every Friday before you go back and listen to them all.
I cannot tell you how much I love this idea.
So you can look forward to Eric and Gord. What if it's Friday? Starting this coming Friday. All the big podcasts have a secondary show. Corolla's got the Corolla Classics that he puts out on the weekend, where he goes back to like 2004. It's just some fan that does that. Rogan's got his fucking stupid Joe Rogan experience. So I figure Eric Gord need it too. We've dropped a little bit on the charts, but we're still on the charts, and that's thanks to you guys, and I love you all for it.
Absolutely.
We're going to have some gifts to give out to you guys later on this month. We don't have them yet. But we do have shirts available at ericandgord.world. Ignore the price there. We're going to call up $17. 5 different sizes for the ladies, 5 different sizes for the men, 2 different graphics. They're awesome fucking shirts. And if you go and buy some, we'll use the money to buy you presents.
Another t-shirt.
No, I want cool shit. I found some cool stuff. Oh, I forgot to tell you about some of the cool stuff I found.
Yeah,
all right.
What is that?
Let's get on to the show. Now, I have for us some shocking and breaking news that probably isn't true. I don't know what you have. If you want to lead with something, because you said you had something pretty juicy.
Do you want to lead with that one? I can lead with that one if you want.
That's totally up to you. I don't know if you need to get it off your chest. The floor is yours.
So, fuck me. I was listening to talk radio the other night, or the other morning. I was on my way into work, and it just, I actually have the chick who gave the speech on this. I have it in front of me right now. This is, I could, oh my fucking God, I don't even know where to fucking begin with this. So, basically, this woman, she's a woman's lib chick, and she is basically saying that, like, climate change isn't bad enough, but climate change is actually directly affects women too, more so than men.
All right.
Right?
How
I mean, I'm
so?
not. Well, I'm going to give you. I'll literally give you their examples. Oh, so this is painful to read because of the fucking sheer numbers. For example, women farmers currently account for 45 to 80%. 45 to 80% of all food production in developing countries, based on their region. Traditional food sources become more unpredictable because of climate change. This impacts their ability to feed and provide for their families. And that's different from men who are doing the same work.
Yeah, I don't.
When you're saying it currently accounts for 45 to 80%.
First of all, I questioned that number. Second of all, so what? How is that different? How is that men are less impacted for some reason?
Yeah, that's exactly what they're saying.
I don't understand the argument, and I'm getting really sick of... You know, as I was bitching last week about how racism has become racist.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, the kids at Syracuse University want to be able to choose their dorm room mates based on the color of their skin. That's racist.
Yep.
The women's movement has gone the exact same direction.
Yeah, it's become sexist.
It's not equality. You obviously never wanted equality.
No.
I'm sorry. Continue.
I fully agree. It's just insane. Like, to continue, it says, indigenous women have experienced the impacts of climate change for generations. They have also been leaders in conserving the environment for even longer. Their knowledge and unique experience in fighting climate change greatly contribute to adaptation and mitigation actions for communities.
And again, how is that different from men?
Right. With their vast knowledge and experience, women don't fully take part in deciding climate action. Empowering women to act on climate change is a priority for the Government of Canada. That's what I've been waiting on for. This that I'm reading is right off of the Government of Canada website.
Yeah, I never agreed with Justin Trudeau's 50% bullshit. I ranted about it last week. I won't do it again. But I I don't.
Now, here's the
believe
funny thing. Sorry, go ahead.
Put the right person for the job in the job. That's a simple equation to do. It doesn't matter if they're a woman. It doesn't matter if they're black. It doesn't matter that you have what you look like on camera.
Yeah.
Put the best person to do the job. And no, doing anything for women farmers is not a priority for the government. Farming, in general, obviously, with the new NAFTA, we got to take care of our farmers. But it doesn't matter if they're men or women. The bottom line is Canada needs to start taking better care of their farmers.
Right. Now I'm going to read you 2 paragraphs. These paragraphs literally come back to back. Okay? First one's a repeat, second one's a new one. The first one. With their vast knowledge and experience, women still don't fully take part in deciding climate action. Okay? Very next paragraph. Around the world, women lead on the fight against climate change. These leaders have shaped ambitious climate policies and work hard to bring everyone, like more women and girls, in the discussion. So, this bullshit double talk?
That's hilarious. That's literally one paragraph after the other?
Like I will exactly read it how it's written. It says, with the vast knowledge and experience, women don't fully take part in deciding climate action. Empowering women to act on climate change is a priority for the government of Canada. Then there's a headline. It says, Government of Canada actions to increase women's and girls' participation. Around the world, women lead on the fight against climate change. These leaders have shaped ambitious climate policies and work hard to bring everyone, like more women and girls, in the discussion.
Wrong.
So they don't fully take part in deciding climate action, but around the world they're leading on the fight against it.
That just makes perfect sense.
I fucking hate this fucking planet so much.
What we need to do, I can't stress it enough. I've said it on this show so many goddamn times, I'm almost sick of hearing it myself. What we need to do is stop fucking arguing, stop lying, and solve a problem. Both sides of this debate need to shut the fuck up and work on the problem. It can't be, I'm right, and this is why I'm right, and this is how right I am. Man, woman, pro, con, Republican, conservative, liberal, it doesn't fucking matter. We're all going to die if we don't start working on the fucking problem.
Please.
I'm so fed up with intelligent people, people claiming to be intelligent, and then they waste all their time worrying about this kind of crap. Just fix the goddamn planet.
You know, I caught a very interesting video yesterday about the racism thing and about the segregation of people in schools. And it was really funny because what they did was they asked, I think it was 25 white kids and 25 black kids, students at the same university. Okay, and all the white kids that they asked, because they're literally just standing at this booth and they're asking kids come as they walk by, hey, what do you guys think of having like black students being able to, or people of color being able to choose their roommates based off of their skin color and their race, and not it being just like a regular assigned thing and have it being mixed? And everybody was like, no, I think it's good. I think they should have their own, and they should do their own, and they should all have this one. Then they asked every black person, the whole black person, gave them the same slanted-eyed look going, are you kidding me? Isn't that, what are we, going back to the 50s?
Yeah.
You know, and it was kind of humorous, just seeing, you know, the asinine that is what's going on with this planet, which is that, you know, I hate to say the far left liberals, but let's face it, the shoe fucking fits. you want to make the world a better place. You want to make the world a safer place. What you want to do is you want to create racism. You want to create separatism. You want to create gender bias. You want to create problems in the world because you think that every single human being has to be 100% included in everything, and nobody should ever have to feel bad about anything.
Well, what it is, Gord, honestly, is my belief, they need to create problems. Because once they don't have a problem, they have nothing. That's the liberals' whole rhetoric is problems. We're all going to hell. We're all bad people. We're all doing everything wrong. And, like, the racism argument, I would argue in Canada at least, and you can fucking call me whatever you want, it doesn't exist. It's virtually non-existent. It's not what it was. You can't really complain about it anymore. Yes, there are handfuls of gross incidents every year. It happens. But racism on a whole just isn't there. So they don't get to bitch about that anymore. They don't get to rally about it. They don't get to pick a black person or a person of any race and put them on the podium and go, oh, look how terrible this person was, and your privilege should make you feel guilty and you should give these people money or whatever it is. Give the Liberal Party money because you're privileged and you should fucking feel guilty. They don't get to do that. Same thing with liberal women. You can have every opportunity that a man can have. That's the law. So they don't get to bitch about that anymore. So
they just
come
create
up with
it?
a new problem. Because if they don't have a problem, then they've got nothing. Then they just have to actually go out and do whatever job that they fought to get and prove themselves and be good. And they can't, obviously. And I'm not saying women can't. I'm saying liberals can't. I don't want to jump to the conclusion that these women are wrong and what, like, I don't want to be super sexist about it, but you know what I mean. Like, I think it's another one of those cases where they just have nothing else, so this is what they're doing. They have to create a problem, or else they're just stuck being on a level playing field, which they can't handle. They're no good on a level playing field because they're all shitty people.
Yeah. It's definitely, I mean, like, the true colors of all this is just, it's showing so bright like it's a gay pride fucking flag. It's just, you're showing you're just showing your stupidity. You're showing your ignorance. You're showing your fucking biasness. It makes no sense. Like, you can't, nobody in their right mind looks at any of this and goes, oh yeah, this is a good idea.
It's counterproductive and it's counterintuitive to their argument, because what they're saying is we can do everything a man can do. We are just equal to men. And then we go, okay, great, go do it. And they go, oh, we can't. We're not getting fair treatment. Well, yeah, you are. Now you're getting fair treatment. You're getting, we're not getting proper representation. Well, yeah, you are. You can have whatever representation you give yourself. You're not participating. It's not us doing that. And that, it's the same with, really, honestly, it's the same with Me Too. We have to keep this going. Otherwise, we have nothing to complain about.
Yeah.
If you want it to be equal, really, if it was about equality for the last 40 years, then Me Too never should have fucking happened. Because people say shitty things to guys all the time, and guys don't get to do anything about it.
That's
I'm
right.
not saying Me Too is not a good thing, but you want to be equal, or you want Harvey Weinstein can't look at you that way. How they, like, you can't keep having it both ways. You can't. That's not sustainable.
No, but for some reason, they like, I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. Is it the fact that I have an IQ higher than a fucking goldfish? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I just, like, when you have shit, especially directly on a government web page, but, you have these people talking, just saying, like, when you interject yourself into a world problem just because, That's just stupid. Like, again, when your numbers are based off of women farmers account for 45 to 80%. What are you, a meteor? Using NASA measurements? 45 to 80%? If it's 45, then if it's 45%, then that means men are suffering more than women. Because that makes it 55 to 45.
But we are white men, so you know what, Gord?
We don't suffer at all. Everything's handed to us.
No, I'm not talking about this. We're going to get in trouble.
Yeah, exactly. Motherfuckers. So yeah, I heard this bitch fucking, and I'm calling, fuck you cunt, I'm calling you a fucking bitch and a cunt, and call you whatever the fuck I want. Listening to this shit was just the most infuriating asinine bullshit I've ever heard. Like, to sit there and to take something like climate change and to turn it into this is a woman's lib movement all of a sudden. Climate change is supposed to be about the planet, not about people, but about a planet. Saving the planet, fixing the planet.
What do you want? You want to be included in the conversation? Who's going to look after your farm then?
Yeah. But hang on. According to this, it states right on it that around the world, women lead on the fight against climate change. So you don't, but you do. You get these people working on these farms, but they don't have a say, but the other women around the world that don't work on farms do. So shut the fuck up.
It's you can't have it both ways. You're either
I told you. I told you. Told you.
It honestly comes down to what I've been saying all along. You shut up and go solve the problem. Work together. All doors are open to you, and that's the proverbial you. That's everybody, especially in Canada. All doors are open to everyone to go do whatever you want to do. And the money's there. There's loans, there's grants. If you think you can't go to college, you can. If you think there's something you can't do, you can.
That's right.
That's no longer a valid excuse. No one is holding you back. You are either participating or you're not, but no one in Canada is holding you back. So shut up, stop lying, and go solve the problem.
Yes. Plain and simple. And by the way, do you know why it is that men hold these big positions of power, and why it's like men that hold all this, so many more positions of these upper echelons than women? Because men avoid their families. Men will get these jobs, they'll marry somebody, have a couple kids, and then they spend the rest of their life avoiding the shit out of them to do their job.
The statistic I heard 2 weeks ago, I heard this number, and I wanted to talk to you about it off air, and we never did. The average married couple speaks to each other for 21 minutes a week.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
So I'm just furthering your point. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
That's why men have more heart attacks. That's why we die earlier.
Yeah. You know, a point was brought up to me as a simple fact of when it was mentioned about, you know, how this woman I know made a comment about, I'm a traditionalist. I like the idea of being at home and, taking care of the kids or whatever else and having
Absolutely
the man work the job.
Power to you.
I said, hey,
what you want to do.
I say that's perfectly fine. But the example was given was their parents. Well, was just like my parents. My mom didn't work, but my dad did. Yeah, and your father was a raging alcoholic because he couldn't handle the stress of being the single income and everybody relying on him for everything. And when he wasn't there, everybody bitched at him for never being there. So y'all don't give anybody a fair fucking shot either about this whole thing. So
no, it's never.
I want to be a single. Yeah. So eat a fucking fat dick and a bullet. I don't. Fuck the groupies.
No, it's never been that way, but men aren't allowed to complain about it, especially white men.
It just makes me fucking puke.
We're just so privileged. We're not allowed to say, hey, we have more heart attacks. We die earlier. We miss our family. This is why we weren't allowed to have feelings for so fucking long, because we had to go out and work hard. And now you're
Yeah.
experiencing that hard work and going, oh, it's not fair. We have to work hard. Well, yeah, that's what you fought for 40 years. What'd you think? We were all just fucking hanging out in the locker room, drinking Molson and saying, they don't know we're not actually working. It's all fake.
It's all fake. We just sit here and collect money. Yeah, no. It's not the way it works, and you're all fucking
What
stupid.
did you think was going to happen when you won your fight?
Yeah. Well, you know what they say. Careful what you wish for. You might just get it.
Ridiculous.
That's it.
Absolutely ridiculous.
I'm not talking
Now-
about kids. We're going to get in trouble.
Yeah. Fuck. I'd still love to know what the fuck I was actually talking about with that one.
I don't know, but it's funny to me. I don't know why it's so funny. It just is.
Because it's something you wouldn't expect me to say. God, and this just goes to show I hate people so much, Eric. I really do. I wish your listeners, I wish you guys would help me. I really do. I'm begging you, please prove to me that you aren't one of these. A video has gone where this stupid fucking twat has actually released a video of herself on a plane licking a plane toilet seat, calling it the coronavirus challenge.
That's awesome. I say anyone under the age of 32, go ahead and do this and send me a picture.
Now, this woman, I'm actually going to name her Ava Louise. She is a twice Dr. Phil guest.
Of course she is.
Uh-huh. And a accused clout chaser on social media. And this is her new stunt. And she literally says, y'all participating in the new Corona Challenge? This is on a plane, by the way. And she licks the toilet seat.
I like the message she's trying to put out. I agree with it. This is not a productive way to do it. These fucking...
See, I mean...
This new
I'm
thing
not...
where you go out and you do something and it's the toilet seat challenge or the ice bucket challenge or the fucking nutmeg challenge or whatever fucking challenge.
Yeah, but
Don't worry about your followers. Don't worry about being an influencer. You obviously are motivated to do something. Go fucking do something. This is you're solving nothing by getting a bunch of people to lick a toilet seat. Not that anyone's going to go for this anyway, but you're obviously motivated and you want people to listen to you. Go do something productive with that energy. Stop being a moron.
See, but here's the thing, though. Even using the examples you gave, the ice bucket challenge, the nutmeg eating challenge, whatever, both of those examples, and most of those examples out there, it's self-harm. Only you get hurt. This, if you get it, because you're obviously a fucking idiot, you're going to go around and you're going to give it to other people. And you're going to be the person that's going to fan the flames on this. Which means it's not just you getting responsible. You're going to go over and give this to your grandmother and the bitch is going to fucking die. Because you're a fucking moron. So I would personally love to see this woman strung up. Throw her in jail. Absolutely, for fucking domestic terrorism. Just nail this bitch to the wall. In the hopes of directly going out to spreading
for licking.
She's spreading. Would that technically not fall under chemical warfare? She is trying to contract the virus specifically for the purpose of spreading it. Because there's no other reason why she'd do it. Well, she's on an airplane, for Christ's sakes.
She's an idiot.
Clearly she's going to spread it.
Because that's not how it spreads. That's the funny part. No, she's just trying to say you can lick a toilet seat and you won't get coronavirus. I get it. It's idiotic.
Just
go solve a problem. You're right. Fucking bring back caning. We need to bring back caning.
Yes.
Like,
yes, like where you're going with this.
That dude in the 90s who got caned, he was over in Singapore. American kid, goes to Singapore. He does some graffiti on a car. And they fucking caned his ass. I think it was like 12 lashes with a cane.
Yep. I remember that. That was awesome.
Now, I don't know about you, but we were all fucking horrified. And terrified. And you know what? We didn't do graffiti for a while.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
We need to bring caning over to North America. I think that would be... If you thought you were going to get publicly caned, there's a lot of stupid shit you would not do. We got to start bringing back consequences for stupid shit.
Yep. Fully agree. My next one, by the way, Eric, I issue a challenge. I'm pretty sure with this one I could get you to slap your head and go, "Are you kidding me?" I bet you I can.
And just on this fucking Corona thing, okay, you made Pearl Jam postpone the tour. You have no idea what you're doing to me. They haven't even played in Canada in like fucking 7 years.
You're just delaying my fun. Bullshit.
Their new album, by the way, being compared to a combination of No Code and Yield. So they're saying, arguably, this is their best album since the 90s.
Oh, ouch.
That
says very little.
No, it really doesn't. It says a tremendous amount because all of their albums have gotten progressively better and better and better if you're a fan. But the last two were a little soft. So that's a very bold statement. If it's even half as good as critics are making it out to be, it's going to be a fucking phenomenal album.
I've still only heard the one song, and it's just another disappointment.
Yeah.
Well, I still can't get into it. Every time I hear it, I'm thinking, all right, let's do it again.
Keep it open.
Nope,
mind.
Can't do it. I try to. I just can't. I like other stuff that they done. I do like other stuff, and I like Eddie Vedder as a person. I like him as a performer, and you know, I do like a bunch of stuff they've done. Am I a Pearl Jam fanatic? No, but I can still recognize a decent song or a decent lick or whatever it is that's in it. But that new one, it sounds like the Bad Religion album that they released, trying to sound like they were doing the same music. It's just,
as I stated, the single's kind of grown on me. I kind of like it now.
Yes.
I'd
rather have coronavirus.
I like it very much. I wouldn't say I'm a fanatic. I skipped a grade 11 final exam to be the first in line at HMV to get Vitalogy. I have Eddie Vedder tattooed on my leg.
I have Steve Ray Vaughan tattooed on my side.
Wouldn't say I'm a fanatic.
You're a fan.
I saw them in Montana. I cried.
You're a fanatic. You're that guy that'd be at the Michael Jackson concert just bawling her eyes out when they fucking see him.
That's terrible.
You.
That's terrible.
That's terrible. Why would you say that? That's terrible.
Why you be so mean to Eric?
Fag.
He is. He's in the news. His kid just bought a house. Really expensive house.
Oh, I'm not overly surprised.
Anyway. That's terrible. Don't be so mean to Eric.
No, I only have a couple of things. I'm doing my best to avoid as much of the coronavirus talk as possible because it's just
$42 goddamn dollars a roll for toilet paper.
Yeah.
Are you people stupid?
Yeah.
You are. I'm not even asking. You are stupid. Sorry, that wasn't supposed to be a question. You're fucking retarded.
Eric, you know who Dr. Oz is?
Oh, do I?
Yes, you do. Well, Dr. Oz has identified the weak link in the in pandemics. You're gonna love this.
I heard about this.
I'm gonna quote him because that's what makes it so amazing. The weak link fighting a pandemic is when hospitals get sick. No. Stop it.
No, you gotta keep in mind the dude's a fucking quack. He's. I'm more of a doctor than Dr. Goddamn Oz. And he's not wrong. When stuff breaks out in the hospital, it's bad. It spreads quickly to a bunch of sick people. He's right. People with compromised immune systems who happen to be in the hospital being treated for something else are at great risk. But don't bring that up in regards to coronavirus. That's a bullshit, fear-mongering, stupid media doctor thing to do. Go fix C. difficile. C. difficile is running rampant in hospitals and killing people at numbers that would make the coronavirus cry. The actual virus would tear up if you knew what C. difficile is doing in our hospitals. So, Dr. Oz, thank you for making an obvious point, but don't do it for coronavirus. Do it for C. difficile. Do it for all the horrible things that go through our hospitals untreated.
Yeah.
Don't do it for this bullshit. Don't be part of the problem.
Here's how bad this moron is. And I'm going to quote again. Quote, when the nurses and doctors are ill, when everyone who goes to the hospital feels ill, it no longer is it hospital. It becomes hospice. You go there to die, and that's a catastrophe.
He's not wrong.
Yeah, well,
but
in this situation,
in relation
you're
to the coronavirus,
fanning the flames.
See, this is where now someone's going to be shitty. I know I'm going to get a shitty email about he's a real doctor and you should say that. Yeah, I get he's a real doctor, but all these celebrity motherfuckers cross a line at some point where your show, your ratings are suddenly more important than your medical degree. It's not just the doctors; they all do it. The cops on reality shows, anyone who becomes a celebrity version of what they already are, eventually sells out what they're supposed to be for the celebrity side of it.
Yeah.
It just happens. You think Gordon Ramsay's made a fucking salad in the last 20 years? Of course not. He's a celebrity now. He doesn't have to.
He makes his beef Wellington.
And Dr. Oz, he may have been a real and credible and good doctor at one point, but he sold his fucking soul for the celebrity side of it. That's why he's out with all these fucking hacks crying about coronavirus instead of solving a problem. And yes,
right.
The problem of infection in hospitals is a terrible problem. Go fix it. Get off the fucking news. Go be a doctor.
Do you want to know the worst thing about this is? It's what he's using as an example. Dr. Oz observed that during the Spanish flu of 1918, I'm going to repeat that, 1918, considered one of the world's worst natural disasters, hospitals were overwhelmed. Quote, that ended up happening in 1918 more than we wanted to acknowledge, he said, because there wasn't the ability to take care of large numbers of sick people. Yeah, it was 1918.
We did not have proper sanitation. Most people didn't even have plumbing yet in 1918. Hospitals were woefully underdeveloped. We were nowhere scientifically. We were in the fucking Stone Age in 1918 compared to where we are now. Yeah, it was terrible. I'm not saying it wasn't. Killed millions of people. It was bad. Medicine
Penicillin wasn't even developed until 1928, 10 years later.
There you go.
They didn't even have penicillin at the time. It's not because hospitals were overwhelmed. It's because it was 1918.
Yes. Everyone was overwhelmed by everything.
Yeah, they were still stinging you with scorpions.
Light bulbs.
Like they didn't. Oh my god! I hate this fucking planet every day. I hate it. I hate it more every single day.
I hate the sensationalization of taking a number like that and turning it into something that stupid people can be afraid of. That's what keeps
Yeah.
news shows exciting, and that's what keeps people tuning in. It's such a manipulative, fucking sick thing to do for a doctor, a guy passing himself off as a PhD, doing this shit. Yeah, things were bad in 1918. Sure. There was still slavery. You're talking pre-Nazism. We haven't even heard of Nazis yet in 1918. So yeah, the world was a different place. We have fucking cars on Mars that send me live pictures on my fucking laptop. You're comparing us to 1918?
Yeah.
How can we put fucking cars on Mars with live action cameras on them and we can't put a bullet in that guy's fucking temple and solve a problem?
Yeah, I so agree. Now, we've spoken a little bit about this, Eric, over the fact that I said that this was a Chinese conspiracy from day one, and then all of a sudden China is coming forward saying, "Ooh, it was America that fucking gave us the coronavirus. It was all America that did it."
Wrong.
Now, there are tons of interesting theories out there. One of the biggest ones lately coming out is I don't even know who the guy is. I didn't look his credentials up. But he's come out with this video where basically he explains that if you look at all major pandemics and major virus outbreaks over the last, I think it was last 100 years, like from 1918 and forward, there's one direct link between every single one of these major outbreaks across the world.
They all happen during an election year.
That's not the only thing. 6 months before each major outbreak, there was a massive advancement in some form of I'm going to say radio technology, but something that puts radio waves in the air. In 1918, 6 months before the 1918 Spanish flu outbreak started, was when the first radio waves started going out. So 6 months before that is when the first are radio waves. And what happens is these radio waves apparently interact with the human body, and it creates a virus because it's disrupting the cells in the human body that's not used to. And it creates a form of a virus. And then as you go through each stage, there's a new up of there's a big one that happened in the 50s, which was when TV was introduced, and then the satellites, and it sort of goes on. But it tops off with the coronavirus, where the guy says that the coronavirus itself, what makes this one stand out is the fact that the 5G network. And do you want to guess the name of the town that got the first full 5G network?
Trumpville.
Wuhan.
I'm sorry?
Wuhan, the very first, the place where the whole outbreak started, that town, that city, was the first city to go full 5G.
Now, that's very interesting.
6 months later, epidemic hit.
Huh.
So I thought that whole thing was very interesting. And playing on that, again, proving that this whole thing is a form of man-made, it's man-made anyways, but there is a cyber attack had hit the Department of Health and Human Services in the U.S. They didn't do anything particularly bad to them. The only thing they're doing is they hit their main website and their center, strictly aimed to slow down all of their computers, just to keep the panic going, to make it more difficult for people to get in to reach them.
Did you, just a little off topic, but did you hear what they did in China? Because all the schools are closed in China, but it's China, right? So they just said, go home, we'll do remote classes, do it on your laptop, here's the app.
Yeah.
So this one little fucking Chinese kid gave the app, he spammed the app with 1-star reviews, and it got kicked off the Apple iStore. So none of the kids could do the home classes.
Oh, that's genius.
Fucking, they're like, they're plotting to take over the world, and these little fuckers who they can't even go to high school, but they're smart enough. They're evil, diabolical geniuses.
Yeah, that's true. They're integrated with computers at a very young age, so it makes sense. That's crazy. Well done.
I don't know what to do with that information. That is very, very interesting.
Yeah, look it up.
I'm wondering
if you get a chance.
I'm wondering, I really genuinely have a fear that I spent last year defending Huawei Lady, and she's behind all of this shit.
She might be unknowingly behind the coronavirus.
I think she's got something to do with it. It's all tied together, and I can't. My mind doesn't do conspiracy theories very well.
But when you add everything up, especially when you carry the one, a little difficult.
Yeah, man, it's getting freaky.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to do, but I'm working on it. I am working on it, and I'll have the answer for you guys maybe this week.
Oh, I look forward to the answer because I know I'm going to have a laugh at it. I have no faith in anything.
Speaking of which, if you want to hear some of my answers that you don't hear on the show, my new best friend, Dr. Ben Harvey, really inspired me to get back on Medium and start writing again. So you guys can go to medium.com. There is a paywall, unfortunately. That's got nothing to do with me, but it's a $5 monthly membership to get all of the readings. If you don't want to pay that, just shoot me an email, eric@ericandgord.com. I'll send you a friendly link where you can read some of the great stuff I've been writing.
And I recommend it because Eric is one fuck of a great writer.
There's
and I'm not
autobiographical
biased
thing,
when I say that.
And there's my take on Election 2020 coming up in November. And it's Election 2020, a Canadian perspective. And it just goes into why we think we're better than Americans and why we're right.
I couldn't argue that point if I wanted to. Now you just made brief reference to Apple, and bless you for that one because you always help me in my segue. So that was just fantastic.
I am a confident professional.
You are, and it's amazing considering we didn't set any of this thing up ahead of time. No, we've talked in the past about the big deal with Apple where they got sued for knowingly fucking with people's batteries in their phones, making them die out faster so that they would have to run out and get the brand new phone. They got sued for it, charged, they lost, and they paid their fine, and they just sort of kept moving on. They really didn't faze them. Well, Apple is getting hit again. France's competition authority has imposed a record £1.1 billion fine on Apple for what it sees as anti-competitive practices. And they basically found that they have an unfair agreement to control prices. Apple abusively exploited the economic dependence of these premium resellers on it and imposed unfair economic conditions on them that were worse than those for its integrated work of retailers. Integrated work network of retailers.
I'm not much of a numbers guy, and now less so than ever. So in Europe, they've gone after everybody. Like they've gone after Facebook, they went after Napster, they went after Twitter, they go after all the phone companies, they go after everybody for everything. Is it just does Apple have an unfair advantage, or is it just Europe fucking going out? Brexit sucks. Let's get some money from some rich people.
Europe doesn't like to see the idea of monopolization. There's a lot of countries that do their best to fight as much against it as humanly possible. And any way they are able to find it, they will do their best to try to expose it. That's principle-wise, that's where they're at. I support anybody suing Apple for any reason. I fully support it because I think the entire thing is a fucking scam. Go fuck yourselves, Apple. You charge way too much for your shitty fucking products. You scam people openly. Like you're a bunch of frauds. You've proven it left, right, and center. Your shit's garbage. I don't understand why anybody uses your products. I don't get it. It's all shit, and you charge an absolute arm and a leg for it. And on top of that, when you come out with these phones and everything else, and you gotta buy only their specific charging adapter because that's how fucking ignorant you are. So no, I fuck Apple. Let them get charged for $20 trillion. I don't fuck Apple.
See, Apple.
Fuck Apple.
Apple did the thing to technology that Dr. Oz did to medicine, where they went, like 10 years ago, they said, let's see if we could charge $500 for this fucking thing. I bet people will pay $500. Yeah. They put it out, and everyone fucking did. So they went, let's see if we could charge $800 for this one. And everyone paid it. And Apple's like laughing. And they're like, let's see how far we can fucking push this. Their last phone was $1,600 goddamn dollars.
Mm-hmm.
You could go to university for $1,600.
Yep. You could pick up a trade for that much and have money left over for dinners.
Outside of Vancouver and Toronto, you could almost put a down payment on a house. Like, you could definitely buy a car. Like, you are ruining people's lives with these prices and then making it so that the shitty phones don't work on the new networks and people are forced to buy them. I don't want anything bad to happen to individuals at that company, but the company should really be destroyed.
Yeah, fully agree. And every time you walk by an Apple store, it's packed, so it's just full of fucking morons. So fuck them anyways.
That's ridiculous. It's always just shoulder to shoulder in there.
Yeah. So $1.1 billion.
But I can tell you why that is, because I don't know if you've ever been to one of these Apple stores. They're fucking terrifying. But they are jam-packed like that, probably so they look busy all the time, because out of those 1,200 people that are standing in that store, there's 4 fucking employees, and 3 of them are in the back.
Yeah.
It takes hours to get help there. I know, I went. I had it last year.
And I will bet you that 7/8 of the people that are in there are literally, they're all there because they're paid for by Apple to be walking around there making a look at the product so everybody else would come in.
But the other 1,000 people who are just customers, it's like 2 hours. It took me 2 hours to get help. That's why I have those big comfy seats and shit. It was literally 2 hours. And they go, oh yeah, just sit down. You can use whatever you want. Go online, do whatever. Someone will be with you in just 2 hours.
Yeah.
You're right. I don't want bad things to happen to human beings. I really don't. I think it is a time where we need to kind of say, hey, let's take it easy on the humans. But Apple as a corporate entity needs to be removed.
Yep.
Or we need to blow wide open. We got to take France's side and blow open the marketplace, because there's a shit ton of brands we don't even know about that we don't get in North America because we only get Samsung or fucking Apple. And now Huawei. But there's a ton of brands. Yeah, let's open it up. Let's get we pretend we don't have monopolies because we open things up to 2 or 3 companies. Sorry, that's what we do in Canada. Oh, there's no monopoly on telecom. There's 3 fucking companies and they all meet every year and work shit out. That's a monopoly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, France. Give them help, France. I'm on your side. We. That's yes.
Damn right.
French.
Yes. Now, Boise, Idaho.
My favorite town that ends in Oisy.
Yeah, Boise is my favorite Oisy place too.
I've actually been there.
I have not, but I'm certainly going to be avoiding it now because, as most Americans and North Americans and people all over the fucking world really are panicking and going grocery shopping and toilet paper shopping, these guys are emptying out their gun stores. One store in particular actually had to put limits on sales after shelves were nearly cleared out, and people are buying it because of the coronavirus.
I think people are preparing for the fucking purge.
Yep. Yep.
There's going to be a point where this becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. People are foreseeing Mad Max, and they're not going to stop until we turn the world into fucking Thunderdome, bitch.
Yeah.
It's scary. People are like really the things they're hoarding. Someone came to Save on Foods in fucking Lake Country, British Columbia, which is a little asshole of nothing. They came to the Save on Foods and bought all the meat. All the meat. Just one dude bought all the meat in the store. Like, what are you doing? You're hoarding meat.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that about?
That's insane.
Like, there's going to be some run on it. People think they have to feed zombies. I know it. I fucking hate them for thinking that.
Oh, wow. So that's going on.
Yeah, just everyone stop making this a thing. It's only a thing because you're making it a thing. Coronavirus isn't hoarding things. Coronavirus isn't ruining the economy. People are. Figure it out.
That's right. I'm not even going to talk about that one because I don't care. Now, in the midst of all this, so you've got everything in its fucking mother is shutting down. Don't go outside. Don't be around people. Stay inside. Stay quarantined. Don't ever leave the house. You have all this going on, but yet Amazon is looking to hire.
We're not quarantining. No. Someone doesn't like that word. We're socially.
What's that term?
We're socially, like taking a break or whatever they're fucking calling it.
Yeah.
Because you can't say quarantine. That's negative. Like socially disengaging or something stupid.
Social distancing.
Socially distancing. Yeah, we're not quarantining. Yeah. We're socially distancing.
We're social distancing.
Fuck you and your man bud goddamn terms for everything.
I'm not in quarantine. I'm socially distant. But yeah, Amazon is looking to hire 100,000 people to keep up with the surge of orders because since nobody can go out and do anything, everybody's ordering online because, as long as you're safe, let's go make sure somebody else has to go outside and deal with it. That's nice.
I can't reveal too much before the release of the #1 film of the year, which will come out. Coronavirus or no-virus. Eric and Gord, the Laser of Truth. But there's an Amazon connection in there that I'll tell you about later.
That is exciting. I can't wait. I literally just got goosebumps. That's officially the nicest thing that's happened to me in the last week.
You look at it. It's crazy. It's crazy. I woke up in the middle of the night sweating and wrote it.
Oh, that's awesome. That's always a good sign. Amazon has also said that they're also going to temporarily raise pay by $2 an hour through the end of April for hourly employees.
All the delivery drivers they're putting out of work with drones will really appreciate that. Good job, Amazon.
Right, exactly. So they're this is worldwide for them. This is like UK, Europe, like all of Europe, North America. Like they're the 100,000 employees is just for the US. Just to get people out there delivering shit for them. But yeah, so they're doing everything they can. They are the second largest US based employer behind Walmart Walmart with nearly 800,000 workers worldwide. So that'll be up to 900,000 by the end of this.
I think one of the reasons I got my job that I got was because I pointed out that in the next 2 years, there is going to be a war between Walmart and Amazon.
Yep. They'll be the last two standing.
It's not going to be pretty. Because in 5 years from now, the only brick and mortar stores that are going to exist are stores that sell brick and mortar. Everything else is going to be gone. It's going to come down to Walmart fighting Amazon for dominance. Guaranteed.
Yeah, you know what? I don't think you're wrong. I really don't.
And I am now employed by one of those companies, so I can't say which side I'm on anymore.
That's all right. Your bias is fine with me.
I may just fucking rob the tills and head for the hills on Monday. No. That would be wicked.
Well,
Get hired in the most prestigious job in the fucking company. I just go empty out the safe and leave.
That actually, I'm going to talk about that one in a second. Actually, I'll talk about it now because it's humorous. You mentioned about emptying a safe. I caught a phenomenal video of a guy. This husband and wife had just bought this new house this summer in the U.S. They just bought this house. It's an older house, but it's new to them. While they're in the process of moving in the master bedroom closet, he noticed this tuft of carpet on the floor. He thought, well, this is fucking weird. And he lifted it up, and it was a false hole. And there's a safe inside there, like a heavy-duty safe. So he decides that he's going to crack it. So he ends up cracking the safe. He figures out the code. He ends up, because basically it doesn't matter. He found the code in the house, and he goes and he cracks open the safe, and in it was a VHS tape and a floppy disk. All right, so it's been there for a while. They have a VHS player, ironically enough, and they put the tape in. They start playing it, and their videotape. And
then the phone rang, and then they're going to die in 7 days?
Not quite, no. But the video was shot up in an attic, and all it is just this. The camera is set in one spot, and there's a ball sitting against the wall in the front. And it's just a fucking live shot of this fucking ball.
Was that ball Corey Haim's, and was someone raping it?
No, but it was being fondled very nicely, so I don't think it was a rape. But as they're staring at this, you're staring at this ball, 30 minutes in the video, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the ball just fucking launches. Out of nowhere. And it was sitting just against the fucking ground. It just launched. The wife sees this and goes, fuck this, I'm out. And she just gets up, freaked out, and she leaves the room. And it was a great fucking reaction. So the guy wants to figure out what's on this floppy disk. So he takes it to a computer guy. They get this thing figured out. And he's reading. And what it is this diary entries. And the first entries is like, the guy's like, I think my house is haunted.
I think I missed a ball.
Right? I'm missing a ball. That means I have a ghost. I don't know. But he's talking about his house is haunted, and they had all types of weird shit going on. So they sold the house that they were in. They moved to this new house, and the hauntings continued. And one of the last entries was where the guy had said, I'm pretty sure it's the ball that's possessed. We've removed the spirit from the ball, but the spirit is trapped, and the spirit had a name. It was weird. It was like Ernest or something stupid like that, but they had a name for it. And they said that the spirit is trapped in the VHS tape, and actually said, do not ever remove this from this safe, and don't do anything about this. Leave it there, because we believe the spirit is trapped on the cassette tape. And now this guy is sitting there, his face literally, the guy just lost all color in his fucking skin. It was amazing. And he just started paying. So he literally just takes the fucking VHS tape, takes floppy, puts it back together, locks it up back in the safe, and then just, that's it. Ignore it like it never happened. It's an amazing thing. I hope the person who did it was just fucking with somebody, because that was genius if that's what they did.
Yeah, if this is some sort of elaborate hoax.
Oh, it
I'm
was
very
so good.
impressed. Although I have a tendency, I once thought one of my balls was possessed too. Turns
Then
out
you
it was
realize
just
that.
chlamydia.
I thought you were just fondling it with a numb hand.
Just chlamydia.
Just chlamydia.
And I had chlamydia, and you know what I did? I kept fucking.
Of course you did.
Just like coronavirus, buddy. You can't let it win.
That's fabulous. All right, last piece of news that second last, because I have a big one I want to announce. It's you're just going to shut me down right after I start it because we hear it all the time. But it's just another one of those things I got to talk about. In Silver Spring, Maryland, a guy was shot and killed by a cop. He's a white guy.
That's surprising.
21-year-old white guy. He was shot and killed. The police claimed that they were confronted by him, and they were shot they shot him because that he was coming at them. Yeah, he was too privileged, so they shot him. But basically that he was coming at them and in a very violent manner and everything else, so they had to shoot him. But there's a bit of a problem. See, the guy was shot while he was sleeping in his bed. His girlfriend was there. She got wounded in the entire ordeal. And the cop shot him from outside.
It was the same cop who announced that Epstein killed himself.
It was the same cop. I would not be surprised at that at all. But yeah, this is insane.
I was just on board with a good on you for shooting a white kid, and then you go and fuck it all up.
Yeah, I had to do it. The police initially, like I said, their initial thing, they said that there was an imminent threat, but yet the warrant that police obtained to search the guy's house doesn't even mention imminent threat to law enforcement or the public, which means they had no reason to think that the guy would be violent towards them.
Absolutely absurd.
Yeah.
God damn, why are cops? I gotta talk to Harris County about this.
Yeah.
They're the only ones who can answer my questions now.
Yeah, these are the people from Howard County.
Well,
or Montgomery County.
Howard can be on after Harris. I can only do one at a time, but I got to get some explanations out of these guys. Like, what are you doing?
Like, and the thing is that they have the body camera footage.
Yeah,
like,
they all wear them down there now. They have to.
And you're still doing this shit? Like,
that's the funny part. That's the part where I just realized, like, that I was right all along, and cops were just fucking the boneheads in high school who wanted to have guns. There's cops are just the worst human beings, and that's literally the only job they can get.
Yeah, the guy that was shot, he was a software developer that was trying to raise money for a startup company.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it doesn't get much more, soft, like, non-violent than that.
Privilege. Too much privilege.
It's just too much privilege. There it is. So, yeah.
That is amazing.
This is just insane. So, yeah. So there's
American cops. You are...
Okay.
I have no idea.
Last one, I'm going back to... where am I going back to? Is this France? I think this is France. Is this France? It doesn't directly say. It just says French. So I'm assuming that's France. Otherwise, it would have said French-Canadian.
This is Donald Trump's response to the French trying to go after Apple. And Donald Trump, all he had to say was,
I'm really rich.
That's his answer to everything.
That's his answer for everything. We have the best numbers, and I'm really rich.
I'm really rich.
A French priest has been jailed for 5 years for sexually abusing dozens of children in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Now, he admitted to abusing Boy Scouts while he was a scout leader.
Oh, there's a surprise.
Before becoming a priest.
They declared bankruptcy because they have so many lawsuits they have to settle.
Now, here's the crazy thing. During his trial, he told the court that he had not understood how serious or grave his crimes were. Quote, "It took me time to learn it was wrong and condemned given the age of the children." They say that he is... Yeah, right?
Well, it depends.
Yeah, I had no idea.
The Bible doesn't actually state that pedophilia is wrong. Nowhere in the Bible does it say that.
Oh, that's true.
It says 8 times to not eat shrimp. Doesn't say anything about fucking kids. That's just true.
That's just true. But so, what really pisses me off about this
guy gets to hide behind the fact that that's my law, and I didn't know it was wrong because the Bible doesn't say it's wrong. I wasn't going to Red Lobster every weekend. I thought I was good. Fuck.
But what's crazy is that he assaulted at least 80 young boys between the ages of 7 and 15. 80. 80.
That's the thing.
And they give him 5 years.
These numbers are extraordinary. Like, all these... When do you have time to learn the Bible? All you do is fuck.
Yeah.
Like, all day, these numbers... There was... Australia, the numbers are, like, in the thousands. These guys are just fucking all day. That's all they do.
No, It's
not even a sickness. You can't even claim like it's a sickness or it's like a disorder.
No.
Or, you couldn't... Even the most mentally deranged person can't fuck this number of people.
No. It's insane. Now, this guy, his superior was also accused of covering up the abuse.
How many did he fuck?
I must be in the triple digits, as I'm assuming. But this guy, his superior, he became an archbishop in 2002 and is originally handed a 6-month suspended sentence in March 2019 for not reporting this guy's crimes.
Yes, science!
But at the time, his lawyer hailed the verdict, saying the court had judged the cardinal never intended to obstruct justice.
Yeah. You're going to see that changing. That's another prediction I have for this year. Anti-vaxxing is going to disappear off the face of the earth, and you're going to see this, the Vatican saying they had nothing to do with it. They weren't trying to cover things up or what. That's all going to stop. They're going to start realizing, there's an active cover-up going on, and it's to the highest level. It's all levels. It's everybody in every fucking church is covering for somebody.
Yep, I fully agree. Pope Francis accepted this. Pope Francis accepted this. The superior. He accepted his resignation earlier this month.
Yeah, Pope Francis should accept a fucking pitchfork up the ass while we burn down his fucking castle.
I fully agree. I'm just blown away by this. How do you have 80 victims and you give the person 5 years?
I don't wish sexual violence on anyone. I can't do that. I can't square that circle in my mind. So I won't say this guy deserves what he did to those kids. But he deserves to just be beaten to death publicly.
Yeah, Absolutely.
Or stoned. The Bible, that was always the thing in the Bible, was stoning people. Fucking bury these guys up to their neck in the dirt and stone them like your book says so. Solve the problem. Get rid of the priests and see if it still happens. If it still happens and I'm wrong, then fuck me. I'll go to hell. But I guarantee, get rid of the fucking priests and the kid fucking stops. And
by the way,
get on board. Get rid of fucking Catholics. Let's make it a priority. Just fucking kill pedophiles. There was the Spanish Inquisition. There was the colonization of the 1900s where Christians just went around killing people. It was the Christians in Rome that fucking killed everybody. Like, they're not opposed to killing. Let's all get on board and go kill Catholic pedophiles. You got no problem with killing, and the history proves it. So let's do a good old-fashioned Christian killing spree like we used to. Get rid of the Vatican. Get rid of the fucking pedophiles.
By the end of it, you're literally going to have about 24 priests left over worldwide.
Yeah, and that's their that's their fucking argument. I didn't get to bring it up on our Sunday show because the conversation didn't go that way. But their big defense is it's not just Catholics. If you actually run the numbers, it's about the same in every church. Where's your denial, you fucking bonehead? Just, everyone's doing it. Nah, that's not a good fucking response. Stop fucking kids.
The crazy thing is that the Pope Francis initially rejected this guy's resignation over the abuse cover-up.
Of course.
So first he rejected it, and then now he says, oops, well, maybe, okay.
I'm not going to take your resignation. That's for God to decide.
Yeah, so literally a year ago.
I can't speak on the boss's behalf. Fuck you. Pope Francis is a piece of shit. I'm sorry. I like the one who quit. I like the one who couldn't handle it. He looked at all the kid fucking and the fucking lies and the disparity between the Catholics and the people who were starving in the streets in front of his building, and he went, fuck this shit. I'm not that guy. And he walked. I got so much respect for a guy who quit being the Pope. And this new one is a cunt. And he's got a special place in hell reserved for him.
I sure fucking hope so.
And he probably knows it, too. That's why he doesn't care. That's why he covers up kid fucking. He knows he's going to hell. He was going to hell the day he signed up for that job.
It's insane.
Like, fuck it. I'm going to hell anyway. I might as well protect some kid fuckers.
Yeah, might as well. I mean, that would make that's a good idea. Should do that for sure.
Should start putting you on Elon Musk's test rockets every time. We test with live Catholics now. Because Elon Musk's rockets crash. That's why I'm.
Yeah, I got that.
In case anybody didn't know. Well, but that's a phenomenal lead-in to the news I received last night.
Oh, boy.
I don't have the article in front of me. I couldn't find it before we went on air because I was busy helping our good friends from Thor's Kin, who are launching a brand new international podcast network in April. And naturally, they felt they couldn't do it without my involvement.
Makes perfect sense. I wouldn't. I would definitely have you involved.
And so I had to help them. So I didn't have time to pull this article up that I got last night. It was very, very late last night when I got it. There's a funny beginning. Tom Hanks is quarantined in Australia because of coronavirus.
That's right.
He is, no word of a lie, quarantined with a dude named Wilson. That's just true.
That's amazing.
He's stuck on an island with a guy named Wilson. That is fucking fantastic. Now, I'm not saying I believe this, but I am saying I'm keeping my eyes open.
Okay.
Allegedly, Tom Hanks does not have coronavirus. nor does his wife. Tom Hanks, in fact, was indicted on charges for pedophilia over the weekend.
I'm sorry. Tom Hanks?
Hanks does not have coronavirus. Allegedly. Tom Hanks was handed an indictment for, or not an indictment, he's being indicted for crimes against children. He is using the coronavirus as an excuse not to return to America to face these charges. Allegedly, the Right Honorable Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, same deal. Implicated in the Epstein thing. He's faking coronavirus so he doesn't have to deal with the charges. Now, allegedly, Harvey Weinstein is just dropping a dime on everybody he knows anything about. And a whole bunch of people are going to be faking coronavirus in the next week or so.
Oh, my God.
So we will see if there's any... It is just a crazy-ass conspiracy theory right now. And I don't want to make any insinuation that it's anything other than that. But it's an interesting twist.
Wow, I'm heartbroken if that's true.
And Harvey
like,
Weinstein,
really heartbroken.
Apparently Kevin Spacey is going to jail next, and they're all dropping a dime on Hanks. So I have nothing. Let me repeat, I have nothing to substantiate any of this. It is all just rumor at this point. So I do not know any of what I'm saying to be true. Just so we're clear. I'm not indicting Mr. Hanks. I don't take a side in any of these. I didn't take a side on Weinstein until he was convicted. And I won't take a side on Tom Hanks. But we'll see. Follow this closely because it's very interesting. If it turns out to be even the slightest bit true, my whole entire fucking world goes up in flames. So,
I've been having problems sleeping, and this is not going to fucking help.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Hey, now you got something else to worry about.
That's it means I have. That means I have to go out and I have to like buy every Tom Hanks movie before they all get pulled off the shelves and shit, deleted from the internet.
Yeah, I hope not. There's a lot of fucking movies.
Oh my God!
That man only have 2 Oscars. That is an atrocity.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, what do you got? One for Big and
Philadelphia. No, Philadelphia and
Philadelphia.
And Private
Castaway.
Ryan.
Was it Private Ryan?
I believe so.
Or was it? I don't remember.
I don't know. How does he only have 2? He should have an Oscar for every goddamn movie he's done.
Well, that's the thing I've never understood because I mean, you also got like Leonardo DiCaprio. How did he always never win an Oscar?
Didn't he get one? He got one for Revenant.
Yeah, he finally got one for Revenant, but he's done way better movies. Like that was a good movie, but he's done way better movies than that.
Well, the Academy's bad for the environment, so.
Yeah, apparently. Fuck.
No, I genuinely hope this isn't true, but if it's even the slightest bit true, then I have to re-examine a lot of my sources and a lot of conversations even that you and I have had. So, and plus I love Tom Hanks. Like, I feel a kinship with Tom Hanks. Like, not like he's like my dad, but definitely like my coolest uncle. That's how I feel.
He's the uncle I'd let touch inappropriately.
Like, yeah, oh, absolutely. Yeah, 100%. I would never report it.
No, I'd be fine with it.
I tell people he's my family. Like, I would take a bullet for Tom Hanks.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Like
I would have. Wow.
I don't
that's
care for
perfect.
my family. I think I've made it clear on the show how me and my family's relationship. Like if someone came up to me and they said, "We're gonna kidnap your mom, but we'll give you this burrito," I wouldn't say
burrito?
yes. Right? I wouldn't say like, "Yeah, that's cool," but I'd say, "Well, what's in the burrito?"
Is it fresh ingredients?
I'd have to mull it over. Is it keto friendly? But Tom Hanks, I would fucking take a bat to the head for Tom Hanks, and I'd take a bat to anyone else's head for Tom Hanks.
I really hope that's not true. Oh my God.
So stay tuned for that. That, I think, my friends, brings us to the end of our episode.
Yeah, I'm 10 times more depressed than I was before I started. Thanks.
It's been a lot of fun. Thank you guys for listening. Please send your questions, comments, Eric, go fuck yourselves, to Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina at gmail.com. And if you want an advanced copy of Personality Isn't Permanent, you can contact that email and I'll get one out to you. Eric and Gord t-shirt, same thing. Tomorrow we are going to talk all about the reinvigorated hashtag easiest thing in the world movement. So until then, take care of each other.
Just eat a bullet, die, fuck off.
Or that.
Whatever.
We're out.
Loved what you've heard on this week's episode? Well, the answer is simple. It would mean the world to us if you could head over to iTunes and leave us a 5-star review and feedback. Spreading the word really is the best way to grow our podcast and achieve even greater things. Thank you.
Please be advised that this podcast is meant for educational and informational purposes only and is in no way a replacement for legal or medical advice. The opinions contained within are solely those of the interviewers and interviewees and should be received as so. Those seeking help or advice are encouraged to obtain professional legal and medical services.